Welcome to the GoPROcast, where we invite business doers who are changing lives by sharing their stories, their strategies and tactics, and who bravely talk about their failures that actually led to their biggest successes. Now it's time to go pro with Jeremy Torisk. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the GoPROcast. And today we are ending the year with a bang. My guest today, Joseph, is a high-energy speaker and presenter, and also a master motivator who believes that everyone deserves to live a fulfilled life and also one that they find their full self-worth in. Joseph has presented before several audiences, and you'll see why today he loves doing it so much. Welcome to the GoPROcast, Joseph Gonzalez.
Mr. Jeremy, thank you very much, man. After that introduction, I don't know what to say, buddy. Dude, it's an honor, it's a pleasure. Honestly, I've been looking forward to hanging out with you on the Procast. To me, it's something that I have a passion for and I live for. And that's my cause, that's my purpose, that's my compassion. I'm really looking forward to digging in, and let's get it going, Mr. Jeremy. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you.
We do have that in common. We have we're on a daily show together in the mornings. We participate passively, but we get to participate in the chat, and we do have matching personalities when it comes to our energy level. And in fact, I do pay homage on every GoPROcast to one of our leaders, Steve Nudelberg, by asking tell me something good.
Exactly. Steve Nudelberg, and I'm going to share some with you as well. When I first originally looked into the Nudelberg Daily Huddle, to me, it was, let me see what they're doing, how they're doing it, why they're doing it. And when I saw what they were doing, Jeremy, it was something fantastic. And I gravitated towards them. Why? The main thing about me, I like a person that's real. I like to be open. I like to be transparent. I don't like that run around sugarcoating stuff. And when I saw the way that they were conveying their information, the way that they spoke, the information, the value add that they were giving to the audience, I said, look, dude, this is me. It resembles me.
Exactly.
Steve is super high energy. I mean, he brings it every day. And to me, that's what life should be about. I don't have any other way to live, Jeremy.
No, we don't. And I see it on all your posts. Steve's an early guy. I'm an early guy. I know you're an early guy, but you are actually, you post a lot of gym stuff in the morning, working out in the gym, a little motivational minute. Let me ask you this. When you do those videos, are they partly for us, but also partly for yourself to keep you in the zone, keep you in state, and keep you going and push that extra mile in that gym?
Right. Well, my main concern, my main focus is on everyone else. You see me in there every day. You know, for me to say that it's for me, partly I do it because that's my discipline piece to keep my day motivated. But at the end of the day, everybody says it's simple. And I see it a lot, and everybody has their own style. And I know my style is not for everybody, but I see it a lot when people will say no because you have to do this or you have to do that or you have to, but they're not showing you.
That's right. No.
And I'm in there. I don't mention fitness. There you go. I don't mention fitness or I don't mention any of that. That's my discipline piece. And I know that benefits me. But for me to actually show and live what I speak about, that's the main purpose. Because
that's your part of authenticity.
Exactly. And that's what it is. And I'm not perfect by no means, and I don't ever want to be. But the way I try to convey my information to my people is being authentic, being real, showing them that I'm in it every single day to win it, that there's no backing down. And that's my life.
And the consistency too. I mean, I've been on that. I think it was coming up in April, it'll be 2 years that I got on right after they promoted Mark to president on April 1st, a year and a half ago. So I've been in that huddle, but the consistency of the messages, the consistency of the people, of Steve and Mark, and now with Jake and Shay, that's what really I respond to. Because it just feed the machine, I have drive. So I have a thing where I say, examine your whys to develop your drive. So if you dig down on your whys far enough, you really won't need motivation because you have drive. But it's nice to be every morning coming to, wherever you're going. If you're already here, if you're driving, to hear like-minded people giving you little nuggets that you may have heard before, you haven't thought of before. So that's why I dig it so much. And then again, the crosstalk in the chat, in the comments, I really like that part of it too.
Right. Exactly. And you hit it right on a point because, I can post or I can put a regular post or video once a week, once every 2 weeks. But how much consistency is that? If
Oh
you
yeah,
really, if you really want to make a change, not only
yeah,
in yourself, but in your audience, which is my sole purpose is to serve, and they
yes, yeah,
see that it's every single day. I'm not backing down. I'm bringing the
man,
heat. I'm high intensity, high energy every single day. They're going to say, dude, this guy, he's for real.
yeah,
And
yeah,
and like I said, my audience is the huddle, you guys and everybody that likes that upbeat, to stay focused, to stay motivated, and to keep it flowing. I don't
yeah,
want to interrupt that flow. I want to
yeah.
keep it going
To
because
feed
that's
it.
my
It'll
sole
be a
purpose.
paddle, not a log
Exactly.
stuck in the middle.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, an instrument, for pushing all of us forward. And I do I don't do a lot of motivational stuff on LinkedIn.
Right.
I do more of the Gary V documentation.
Right.
I want to take I use that as a tool to bring people into my feed
Mhm.
who I want to serve, whether it's professionally or personally, and then I put stuff that I'm doing every day so that they know that's how I become a thought leader. Really is
Right.
how,
Of course.
just by
Of
putting what
course.
am I doing every day? Hey, I know who does that because I see them doing it every day when they meet someone who needs someone. And so that's kind of the whole beauty about LinkedIn. It's
Right.
great. We're friends. I mean, we never met in person, but I consider you a friend. I've met Steve a
Without a
few
doubt.
times, Mark, family, but um, it's still a tool that if you don't put on your stuff on there every day, like with your motivational stuff and with, my little kind of process and systems and who I'm helping, it's a tool. And that's what we're here to really do at the end of the day is make us all successful. But it's
Exactly.
about the putting it out there to give. You got to do
Exactly.
both.
Exactly. For me, it's building a
Yeah.
community of people first relationships that understands what we're going through and understands the information that we're trying to put out there. And like you said, for me, it's a value add.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Value add.
if I put out information that some gravitate towards too, and like I've told, I was on another show and I told, look, if I can reach one person a day, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Because that's another individual that sees my material, my content, and says, dude, there's something there. And it
Yeah.
piques their interest.
That's right.
And like you mentioned it as well. Look at, and I'm fond of Steve, Mark, Jake, and Shay because I'm in there every day.
Yeah.
They're good people. They put out great stuff. They're really in tune with what they want to do. So that's what I gravitate towards. I'm not, we're high energy. I have a drive and I want to put it out there. And I know if I can use my drive, my energy to motivate most folks,
Yeah.
that's my in to get to where
That's
I want
right.
to go
That's
with them.
exactly it. That's
You
right.
know?
So this could be like a class of
Exactly.
how to and why to, right? It's the
Right.
hows and the whys, but it does bring us joy, and you could tell, by the words that we use and the stuff that we do with each other, even off, I call it off the clock, like
Right.
not on where no one can see, not
Right.
on this Nudelberg show, not on here on a podcast. We talk to each other,
Of
during
course.
the day and find out how's it going and stuff. So tell me about your business then. How are you doing? Coming through, everyone had to readjust, right? And
Right.
pivot. I hate that word pivot
Right.
over
I
it,
know.
but
That's what's being used. That's the niche word now.
everyone had to call an audible, right? So what do you do? What's 2022 look like coming
Well,
out of this?
my company is called In the Game Group LLC.
I love the name.
It's a motivational speaking company, but the centerpiece is optimizing and aligning high performing teams for organizations on any level. I don't care if it's one person or if it's 1,000. But how do I bring that along? My strategy is using my motivational to get into the team building effect with the organizations. So what do I see? Obviously, number one, I want to build my brand a lot wider. I want to reach a wider audience. That's exactly why LinkedIn is where I need to be. As we all know, one satisfied customer can bring you referrals left and right that make the huge difference in building trust in your brand and trust in you. Because a person that's going to do business with you, Jeremy, has to do one thing: trust you.
Yeah.
Because if they don't,
and they feel like with all we do, they know you.
exactly.
And like you said, you're going to repel some, but you're going to attract the
Right.
ones you want. And that's
course.
that's good. You clear the board. Know and like and trust, they all go together. And
Right.
because we do it so much, they know you. They just kind of
That's
know you.
exactly. That's where that consistent and repetitive. I use massive action comes in because I consider myself high energy. So I use massive action instead of consistent and repetitive action.
I use crazy consistent action. So,
So it's good. It's good.
I'm a little crazy, so it fits.
You know, we are. But you know what, Jeremy, what I found is what we are all individuals. You go about your processes and your information semi-different, similar in a lot of ways, but semi-different. So that's what you bring to the table, which I embrace differences and I embrace inclusion of everything that comes to it. I want to learn.
Yes.
If I have something to learn, I'm going to sit down and listen my head off until it blows up with information. So when people say, yeah, you bring something different, yeah, it is different because we're all different. We're all individuals. We're all unique. We're all special.
Our experiences got us here differently.
And we have a special skill set that each of us encompass. So why not embrace Jeremy's skill set? If he has something that we can share and learn, dude, I'm all for that. So I'm big on that as well.
Yeah, and that's where the authenticity and really just being yourself, right? Which is what that means, is to be yourself. Because it took me a long time to get this connecting attitude and to even like it. Now I don't see anything but connecting. You know how, I want to bring up like uncomfortable things with race and all that stuff, but how people say I don't see color, and all that stuff. I'm not going there, but I don't see anything but connecting anymore. That's what I see. Whenever I hear someone talking, I don't care if I'm in a grocery store, if I'm on a podcast, if I'm on a group thing and someone says something, I'm already in the chat. Hey, I can help you with this. I know the perfect person, right? I mean, it's automatic right now. I see connecting. I speak it fluently, right?
Yeah,
that's where we got to.
So you bring up that valid point. You see connecting. Why did you transition from the previous Jeremy to now? Because now we're at the stage of our lives where we see the importance of helping others and connecting with others.
It's never been easier too.
Exactly. Now we have this, and obviously it. We can connect to the whole world here.
Absolutely.
And sitting right here, I'm in Miami, Florida. You're up in Lauderdale or West Palm. We can connect with anybody.
Yeah, I was on a guy 2 days ago, a guy from London. Right.
Exactly.
So, bam.
Why can we not? Why wouldn't we use this as a tool to make us better?
Yeah. And then actually helping these companies, they're now used to these types of meetings. So now we can get to more people, talk to more people virtually.
Exactly. And that was one of my selling points to a recent prospective client that and I tell everybody, my style is a little different. I say different, but it's just my style. No, because look, organizational structures. I know them as well. I like open and honest dialogue.
Yeah.
If we can sit down and we can discuss on any level, whatever we can throw on the table and accept each other's differences of conversation, dude, I'm all in for that.
Yeah. But I asked him, we're going to do all that, but do we do it in if this was a movie, would it be a rated G movie, a rated PG, PG-13? What kind of language are we talking about here? Because there's a way you can convey, and then some of the people get carried away. So you gotta feel that out. Not to, and but you're talking to a sales team, that's different than talking to, a group from HR, right? People who are recruiting act a lot different than people who are, in marketing.
Right. And I get the question all the time, but what type of clients are you trying to recruit? And I tell them, dude, I'm not trying to recruit any clientele. I want to attract clientele, and I want them to do their due diligence on me before they even consider me.
That's right.
Because if they see my stuff, whether it's the best or the worst, and they reach out to me, they know already, if they did do their due diligence, what type of individual is going to come in and try to make it work for them, not for me, make it work for them. There's always...
It's all laid out for us. It's all laid out for us. But if you don't do the work, you're never going to get exposed to it. So that's where this thing comes in. What you do every day, what we do every day, you get exposed, you're doing the work. And then those opportunities, they're already done. They're already in the books, but you got to do the work.
Right. There's never been a better platform than LinkedIn to do exactly what we do. This is what we have to use. We're a huge community. We have a lot of knowledgeable people on LinkedIn that provide a ton of valuable information that we can use on a daily basis. And for me, it's something that I explore I'm on it a lot. And I like to gather as much information as I can, because if it can help others along with helping myself on the background, I'm all in for it. And that's what I want to do. That's my goal.
So how much are you on other platforms? Do you
None.
spend much time at all? None at all. Right?
Zero. I don't do anything else. I have a Facebook account that I opened up, I don't know how many years ago. I don't even look at it. I don't do anything else. Now, my other half does it all, but I don't do any. I found this one right here, and I haven't been on it, I'd say a year, a couple months.
Yeah.
And it's worked out so good for me, Jeremy, that I don't want to go. I'm in it to win it. I'm not coming here to play any games with anybody. Like I said, my focus is one. I want to try to help as many people as I can, because I know what it is to struggle as a young boy and a young man. We've all had our struggles in life.
So let me unpack that a little bit. Tell me about, did you grow up in Miami?
Yes.
And it was tell us about how that was back then. You know,
I'll tell you a little story. I'll tell you a little life story. My dad migrated from Cuba in 1955, went back in 1957, picked up my mom. My dad was 21 and my mom was 17. Moved to New Jersey. Had my brother in 1960, had my sister in 61, and me in 63. So we were living in New Jersey. He had a second grade level education. Mm-hmm. My mom didn't have an education, didn't speak the language. They learned the language on their own. They fought to get 25 cents an hour working in factories to make ends meet for the children. My mom would work at times 24 hours a day. They are thankful for the opportunities here, and this is what we do. This is the USA, and this is where we're at. But they raised us to do a couple things. My dad always told me, he was a little hard-nosed Cuban guy, fought with himself in the mirror. Didn't back down.
I grew up with them. I grew up with your people. I know. I resemble that comment, actually.
So then he always told me, look, it doesn't matter what they say, what happens, what doesn't happen. Just be yourself. You're not better than anybody else. You respect in order to receive respect. You don't back down, and you don't do what you're not supposed to do unless you're somebody wants to try a little different on you.
Yeah.
So he showed me basically how to be resilient at a young age. Yeah. And that transitioned over the years. And in 1967, we moved to Miami and started again. My mom worked to work in a factory. My dad was doing his little job things and try to find odd jobs. And that's how we grew up. And then as a teen, obviously as a teenager, I knew everything. Nobody can tell me anything. 16, 17, I knew everything. So I started hanging around with people that were getting in trouble. Yeah. Got in trouble, got out of trouble, got in trouble, got out of trouble. But you know what? It showed me who I am, what I have to do to get around my troubles, how I have to overcome these obstacles that I put myself in my path, and things like that. But throughout all this, and we have something in common. I was in sport. You know the sport that I was into.
Yes,
I was still in sport.
Mortal Kombat sports.
At the age of, I want to tell you, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I had already started my career in sport, and that kept my discipline. But my surroundings weren't conducive to my discipline. So I was sidetracking, but still going to the sport. But sidetracking, so I wasn't performing where I know I should have been. Sure. Once I got into my later stage in life, I left everybody. I left everything. I went on my own. I got married at the age of 25.
That was in the 80s?
Yes.
Because that was a very dangerous time in Miami with cocaine cowboys going on and everything. And right after the Mario boat lift, it was, so you probably evolved right in time.
That was the life. Miami, the economy was booming. Everybody was booming and things were going on. And how do you get away from those surroundings if that's the only surroundings that there are? Yeah. So then you have that thought process of, man, I'm driving a 72 Toyota and this guy's pulling up in a Lamborghini. And you're like, whoa.
Same age.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then they're going to the clubs and pulling out a wad of money like this, and I'm pulling out a $5 bill trying to make it last all night. So, so you have those acquaintances, obviously, in life in Miami. That was part of Miami. And then you have other acquaintances. But my game was not studying. So I didn't study. So I had to go and find my way out
Yeah.
through employment, through informal education out of school. And I figured it out through a
Yes.
lot of trouble and a lot of rough spots, but I figured it out.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I tell everybody is at one point in time, my daily breakfast was café con leche or milk with coffee,
Yeah.
little cup. And I told my mom one day, Mom, I don't want to drink it. She opened up the fridge. You know what was in the fridge, right? Not a damn thing. She says, if you don't drink that, we have nothing.
Wow.
And I've always said to myself, whenever I have the ability to give back to whoever it is,
Yeah.
I'm going to give back, though, because you know what? Even though we didn't have the worst struggles in life,
Yeah.
but we had struggles, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
something that I don't want to see anybody go through.
No,
So
and
my life is
remember-
to give.
I remember I don't know why I don't remember not having food, but we had food I hated, like
Yeah.
cube steak.
Oh,
And
good
spam,
stuff.
oh
Yeah,
my
good
God,
stuff.
fried bologna. I mean,
Right.
just give me the two. I get a jam sandwich. Give me 2 pieces of bread and I'll jam them together. Just you keep
Exactly.
the spam, keep the. But I remember getting dressed as a kid when it was cold in Florida, which wasn't often, but a couple
Right.
days a year when we had to put the oven on and get dressed in the
Mhm.
kitchen because we didn't have air conditioning in the house, so we didn't have heat.
Right.
So that the struggles are real in South Florida.
Exactly. And like I said, everybody has struggles in life. Even today, there's people struggling, and we're
Other
not.
than food, you probably didn't think poor. You think,
No,
just-
no.
because
How-
we lived in paradise. We were
How
lucky
could,
there.
how could I think poor when the guy next to me was driving that Lamborghini?
Yeah, my
you know?
felt a little bit. It's off though. Right, I'm not willing to do what he does to get that. And you had some good influences around you. Your
Right.
father's, there, and then your instructors, your senseis.
Right.
They're always. You might not have been practicing as much, but they
Right.
never leave here.
Exactly.
You heard them at the pivotal moments too. Probably, I know I did.
That's my game. My game is the mind. How can I work on the mind to better
That's right.
myself as a person? Like I
Yeah.
said, I don't want to be perfect, but what can I do to get my mind in that state that I call it to maintain that level where I want to be?
So how do you
Because-
keep this consistency up? How do you? And do you ever feel down? Do you ever feel at a 3?
That's a great question, because you know what? I try not to even think about that. That's how I maintain my sanity or semi-sanity, because I'll get up in the morning. The first thing I'll do is I'll make me a pot of coffee. It's like routine now. We're
Yeah.
talking about 2:30 in the morning. It's routine. Once I take that first sip I'll turn the cup over. If a drop drops, it's not strong enough. So then I'll put it up.
The spoon stands up by
There
itself.
you go. Exactly. So then once I take that, it's on.
Yeah.
I'm nonstop. I'm flowing. I'm getting in that groove. And I always talk about, you've seen it on my post, the 3 G's: get
Yeah.
up, get going, get it done. So that's my mindset. I
Yeah.
wake up with my
So the
mind.
routine helps you avoid that.
Of course.
Yeah.
And also, Jeremy, I have 3 young children. When I say
That's
young,
right. You
one's
started
6
over.
and a set of twins that are 5.
Yeah.
So what good would it be for me for them to see their
No.
dad struggling or being depressed or emotionally in a different state? I can't
Yeah.
afford to let my children be raised that way.
Yes.
I
So what do you
love-
do in the afternoon when you get? I mean, I listen. I hold the same hours as you. I'm up at 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Right.
And at it, and sometimes. Well, I intermittent fast, so I don't even eat all day. So I get sometimes I'm just sitting here. And I work in a very quiet environment, and I get to be creative. But sometimes I just feel like, blah. And I know what I do to get around that. But how do you operate middle of the afternoon, 2:30 p.m. with the kids coming out?
Well, my kids, I basically see them right after about 4:30. My wife goes, picks them up at school. She runs back to the office,
Yeah.
takes care of her stuff. She does the running around. But my nutritional habits, I'm a nutritional freak. So I weigh out all my foods. I cook all my meals. I meal
Yeah.
prep. I do everything. And that's why it keeps me going every 2.5, 3 hours. I have
Yeah.
my chicken breast. I
You
have
have
my
a
quinoa.
steady
Exactly. So
mind and a steady bloodstream.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. So my sugars, I try to stay away from the high glycemic index carbs, which are the fast acting. I only consume them after I finish training. Throughout the day, I'll have low glycemic carbs, which will maintain my insulin levels steady throughout the day. So I have less of a chance to crash. But I always have the additional cup of coffee if I need it.
I do too. That's what I don't eat at all. I don't eat anything until like 7 o'clock at night, uh,
Right.
from 2:30 in the morning.
No, I
But
don't. I
but
can't
I
do
have
that.
black coffee when I wake
Yeah.
up. I have another one around noon or 1 or 2 o'clock.
Right.
But then at night, I eat horribly at night though. I don't eat
Yeah.
well at
See, I
all.
don't. I
But
don't.
that's my thing. It's like if I had to eat like you eat,
Yeah.
I would not do it, and I would be 280 pounds again. So I know me, and I know that I can eat
Right.
anything I want
Right.
from 7 to 10 o'clock at night
Right.
because I have older kids, 18 to 28, and so there's always junk food. They're pretty healthy
Right.
kids, but
Right.
there's my wife. She buys junk food for them, and I just eat it all. But I maintain my you know
Your
pretty
regimen.
healthy. I'm a
Right.
bigger guy to begin with, but
Right.
not 280 anymore. I'm 230 now. Maybe
That's good. That's
240
good
right
weight.
now because of the Christmas weight and Thanksgiving weight, but it's coming back off because I get really disciplined. Like I won't eat anything
Right.
until.
I mean, you being in sport, the combat sport that we've been in, and I've seen it over the years because I go see some of the guys that I competed with back in the days, dude, and I look at them and I said, man, how'd you let yourself go so
Yeah,
much?
I know it's incredible.
And
Well, I
they're
know
like,
how they
Joe, man,
ruin their joints.
right,
They hurt all
right.
the time.
Exactly. And that's one of my biggest things. I want to try to be around as long as I can so that I can set up my children.
Yeah.
Once
And you have
again,
to.
for
Yeah.
me, I'm up against time.
Yeah.
I'm not a young guy either. And I just I have to do whatever I can for them.
Everything's relative. We're all living a lot longer and everything now.
Right.
So,
Right.
I know for me, I have a problem with my joints. I get, I don't work out though. I hate weights are too heavy. I never worked out. I don't like working out.
Okay.
It's just not my
I
thing.
love it. I love
Uh,
it, dude. I
you
can't be
know,
without it.
if I want to work on my cardio, I'll
Right.
climb my stairs
Yeah.
upstairs.
True.
I just I don't have good anything, but I got my stairs down. So I got a exercise bike.
Right.
I don't like working out. I hate it. I don't. And so again, I know what I don't like, so I don't do
Right.
that. But
Well,
the offset of it is not eating for 22 hours a day.
right. You know what I'm gonna get you on, right? You got to be uncomfortable to get comfortable.
That's true. Yeah, but my joints they break. I literally pop my joints when I lift weights. I hate it.
No,
And
but
then that's why I had my surgery. I was trying to run like an idiot, listening to David Goggins,
Right.
because my problem is the same as yours. I go from 1 to 2 to 13. So when I lift, I might go, do the bar and put a couple of 10s on there and put those 245s on there. I could do that.
Exactly. Exactly. But it's the thing about everybody, they figure, oh no, because you want to gain muscle. No, to me, it's not about the muscle. To me, it's about it is about the muscle. The two most important muscles in our body, the heart and the brain.
Yeah.
So I want to try to function, make sure that they stay steady and that they stay active.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if either one goes, we go.
Your host. Yeah.
So you know what? I don't want to fall into that. And I see it so much where in the environment that I'm surrounded by, and I say to myself, do I want to fall into that? And that's why I really hone in. And the more I see it, the more disciplined, the more honed in I get as to where I want to go.
Yeah.
And everybody says, no, you're an extremist. No, dude, it's not that I'm an extremist. It's just that this is my life and this is what I want to do so that I can help everybody else around me.
Yeah, I don't think you can say anything as an extremist when you do it every day of your life. TGIS, right? The grind includes Saturday and Sunday. Every day I'm waking up at the same time. Sunday, I'm not waking up at 8:30 in the morning on Sundays. I'm still up at 3 o'clock in the morning on Sundays. It's just how our bodies are built.
Everybody says, oh, do you use an alarm clock? No, I don't have an alarm clock. I don't even know what that is. My body just gets up and I'm ready.
I fly a lot. And so I don't think I maybe it went off sometimes, but I would turn my alarm on because I'm very paranoid of missing flights. So I would be at the airport 2 hours early. So if the flight leaves at 4 in the morning, I want to be leaving the house at 2 to get there with 90 minutes ahead. And so I would turn my alarm on at 2 because I usually wake up at 3. But if I don't fly, alarms. No, it doesn't. You don't need an alarm. No, anything past whatever normal people do at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. I've been up for 4 or 5 hours by then.
Exactly. It's what I tell everybody. We all have a circadian rhythm, which is the time clock of our body. And mine is off at 2:15, 2:30, the latest every morning. And if I don't get up, the days that I say, well, you know what, I'm going to stay a little longer, I can't. And it's like I start itching that I want to get out. And as soon as I put that pot of coffee on, boom, I'm out the door and I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And
My problem is that going to bed late. I don't go to sleep till 12 or 1 in the morning.
oh
So
no, I can't do that.
I'm
I
only
can't
at
do that.
3 hours a night,
Yeah, no,
which
I
is
get
dangerous.
in. It's average about 9:30,
Yeah.
maybe 10
That,
the latest,
yeah. I
but that's
wish.
about it. So I'll put together maybe some days I'll get 4 or 5 hours, 5.5 hours of sleep. But that's, I mean, at the end of the day, I know
Yeah.
everybody recommends 8. Yeah, I get 8. I get 8
I
every
get
2
8.
days.
I
Every
get
2 days.
yeah, mine is in a week. But I've done that for 10 years and
Yeah,
I get up steady blood work done, everything. I'm pretty
me
healthy,
too.
but it's just not I wish I could sleep. Jocko Willink says, he's got a great thing on
Yes, he
Joe
does.
Rogan thing about sleeping. I wish I could sleep. I don't, it's not
Right,
like I can go, oh, it's not a choice. I mean, I
right,
wake up and I'm
right,
screaming at myself, get
right.
up, there's shit to do. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I know that.
It's
That's
not,
my thing. I have so much to do. It's not only business related; it's house related.
yeah.
Because I have to try to maintain the house as well, the outside.
Yeah,
My wife is the inside.
you got a branch down there.
Exactly. So it's like, dude, where's the stop? Weekends I don't stop.
No.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Well,
cutting down palms, doing this, doing that, picking up the pool, and it's like it just doesn't stop. So where is the end? There is no end, buddy.
no.
We got to
No.
keep on going.
Yeah, I don't have a yard anymore,
Yeah.
so I don't have to do the outside stuff. But I'll sit on the couch, but I'm never stopped. I'm working. I'm
Right.
doing something. I'm on the phone
Right.
on the laptop, or we're trying. But I try to take some downtime on the weekends and try to watch some junk TV. Football's good. I love college
I love
football and
football.
bowl
So do
games.
I. So do I. So do I.
But I can't watch them live. I got to save up some
Yeah.
time so I can zoom through those commercials, man. I can't do commercials.
Right. Yeah, but don't get me wrong, Jeremy. I also kick back every once in a while. Like on
Yeah,
the weekends when I get an opportunity, I'll sit back. I want to enjoy my children. I
yeah,
want to
that's
make sure
important.
that, that love, the hugging, the kissing, the
Yeah.
constant engagement with them.
Did your
building
dad
their
have that kind
confidence.
of affection, being the
Yeah,
hard-nosed
dude.
Cuban?
My
He was
dad, my
still,
dad, with me, not with my brother and sister, but with me, I was the youngest one. And with me, he was relentless of not letting me do and always on top of me, always talking to me, always telling me. He was a tough little guy.
but
But
he
you
was
know what?
affectionate and told you
Yes, yes,
reinforcement, positive
yes,
and stuff.
yes, yes. Because he came from nothing and he built up a little bit of a good business going, doing accounting, taxes and
Oh
stuff like
wow,
that. And he built it up. So he
nice.
built himself up without an education. So he told me nobody can tell you can't do anything, do you?
No,
Who can tell you? When they tell you, you just look at them and laugh and say, maybe you can't, but I will.
that's right.
And
No,
that's where it comes on.
both have a knowledge education.
Of course.
Yeah,
And it all comes down, and I know some folks might think a little different, but it all comes down to the individual. What do you want to do? Not anybody else. What do
it's a
you want to get
choice.
out of use?
It's a choice.
Exactly. It's a choice.
Nobody puts you in a hole. You put yourself in the hole, and then you choose to stay there or to dig your way out. And I've been
Uh-huh.
down a many a time
Of
at the bottom of
course.
the hole. And even like I said, even for me, I do have bouts of depression because I come from very crazy people
Okay.
biologically. So I have really
Right.
wide mood swings. And sometimes
Okay.
I get so dark, but I will lean into those darknesses.
Of course.
I say, if I need to take 3 or 4 days off, and sometimes I do this about once a quarter, I'll
Right.
just put on Law and Order. I won't turn any lights on. The kids know Law and Order's on season 1 to 20, and I'm sleeping through them all. I was asleep for
Right.
3 days straight.
Wow.
Basically, wake
Wow.
up, turn over, watch something,
Wow.
eat something. My wife doesn't talk to me. The kids just walk by. They turn me over so I don't get
Right.
rash.
Right.
But I lean into that because I
Yeah,
know
you have
it's
to.
time. It's
You
time.
have to.
Otherwise,
Anybody,
it'll drag
it,
on for months.
it'll swallow you up. And I always talk about when I coach some clients that I've coached recently, and I always try to get them, and I ask them one question, and I don't know if you've heard it, but I ask them, "Who are you?"
Mm,
And I
deep
just want
It's
to
hard to answer for a lot of people.
exactly. So most of them they'll say, "Well, and then I'll tell them exactly. Now we're going to get to where we want to go,
Yeah.
and it gets really deep and intense at times because they don't want to confront their fears,
No. Or
and
their
it's like
feelings. Some of them
exactly.
haven't had any feelings. They're
And
so
and
buried.
and you brought up a point that is extremely important in today's world is do your parents show you affection? Do your parents care for you? Do your parents spend time to tell you I love you, how beautiful you are? And you know what? I found that a lot of these individuals never had that. And I'm
No,
talking about grown men.
that's right.
And they start to tear up. I start to tear up with him because I said, dude, I can't believe it in a society like the one that we live in today, with all the freedoms and everything that we're afforded, that a parent never took the time to tell his son or daughter, I love you, at least one time.
Yeah, no, it was real. My dad never did until we were little kids, and we used to say we love you. And then I was about eight or nine, and he was standing at the door, and he used to say okay, right? He wasn't a mean guy, but he was just my parents were messed up, but he'd say okay. And then one time I said, "Do you love us?" Because I shared a room with my sister and my brother, and I said, we always say every night we love you, and then you always say okay. But from that day on, he always said it.
There you go. There you go.
It's just they didn't know. No one told him that same thing. The problem is where you continue that stupidity.
The cycle of life.
Yeah.
Until it doesn't get broken, it's going to continue.
Yeah.
And who's going to break it? A lot of people, what I found as well, a lot of people are scared to break it because they don't want to confront it.
Yeah. That makes them feel like less of a whatever.
Exactly. Because, and then you get like traditional Spanish people get a grown man to tell another grown man that I love you. It's like he's giving away his life. And I tell him, no, dude.
They'll say that too to friends when they're drinking too.
Yeah, but that's
fine with it. But not to your family. It is different. It's just weird.
Exactly. But when you get them in that one, let's say me and you, we're talking, and I go and say, man, Jeremy, I love you. And you've never had anybody tell you that. You're like, dude, this is weird. You know?
And I call everyone babe. Like, hey, babe. I was talking about that last time with my wife. I'm like, it's kind of weird, but no one's ever really pushed back on it. It's for me, it's like a California thing, like a Don Johnson, we were talking about Miami Vice, right? I was talking to you later, babe.
There you go.
It's not a girl thing. It's just I don't know. It's kind of an old habit.
Listen, you're a confident individual in yourself, right?
Yeah.
If I came up and gave you a hug or something, what would you think of that?
I'd pick you up.
Exactly.
I'm a hugger from way back.
That's one of the strategies that I like to use on men, that older guys that come from that background of that, look, I'm an old guy. I'm not no young guy. I'm an old guy, and I know where they're at. So that's one of the strategies that I use. I try to put some emotions on them, and I try to put that the man touch, like I call it. I'll hug them, and they'll look at me and say, "What are you doing, bro? I love you, dude. Don't worry about it. Let's go." And they'll say, "Oh, yeah," and it'll soften up the flow right there, and it'll start going. And by the time they get out, they'll say, "Man, I feel better." I tell them, you know what? It's just a matter of being real, authentic, and finding yourself.
Yeah, well, you touched them in the two places you talked about, the brain and the heart. And love, and it's true. I love everyone I come across in a humanitarian way.
Right.
I want them to succeed. I love everything, but when you act a fool, I have no problem turning it off either. Because that's where we come from. All right.
I was built that way.
Yeah, which is probably not ideal, but listen. You couldn't not have that in you where we came from, or else we'd be roadkill.
Exactly. You run or you get run over.
Yeah, we're lucky to have both in us.
Exactly.
Really,
and you know what? There's a difference between being, how would I say, being arrogant, being disrespectful, as to being confident, being humble, and knowing your boundaries, what lines you draw based on the situation that you're in.
Yeah, reading the room.
Exactly. A lot of people misinterpret that. But no, it's not about being arrogant or overconfident. It's just about, this is my space and this is my line. Please don't cross it.
That's right. Yeah. My favorite comment, or not a comment, it was it was kind of a compliment. This woman called me, and I love her. She's kind of a friend. Heather is a friend of mine. She said, "You're so smug." Like, she goes, "But I love that about you." She goes, "You remind me of Don Draper from Mad Men." And I was like, exactly what it is. That's a huge compliment. Because I don't see myself that way. I see myself as, especially at that time in my life, I was insecure, and but I didn't convey that. I still had that outwardly shield, but inside I didn't know that. So her telling me that woke me up a little bit. But it wasn't an insult. It was a compliment coming from her, because she's nuts too, like me. So, but it's
define nuts, Jeremy, because a lot of people say I'm nuts too, and I love it.
You got to be nuts to get up at 3 o'clock every day, like we do.
Exactly.
But you know what? Our wound too tight.
I'd love to be a nut if I live that way, dude, because there's nothing better than to actually be able to provide, number one, for those that I come in contact with.
Yeah.
And number two, for my family, not in any particular order. That's what it's all about for me. And if I don't use the tools that I have in place and the abilities that I have in place to help others, then where's my heart at?
Yeah, right.
I'm no
That's
good.
on you. That's right.
And like I tell everybody, don't worry about your past. Your past is exactly that, past. Let's work from today forward. I'll accept any of your past. Let's sit down and discuss it.
Yeah, no,
but let's go forward.
I bet you there's some people that had a really bad past, but there's a lot more people who would not want to trade us for our past.
I know.
But I don't take anything away from anyone else. But we come from really hard places that makes us hard, which is really lucky that we have soft in us.
Exactly.
We are fortunate that way. And then, luck is, I don't like using that word, but really somewhere we were exposed to the right nurture that made us realize, and probably for me, it was the women in my life too.
Right. Well, like I tell everybody, there was a blessed moment in my life up there that somebody blessed me with the lifestyle that I've had. And I've taken full advantage of it to use it to empower me, to empower everybody else.
We're just getting started. Isn't that scary?
Oh no, you know how I'm going one way, Jeremy. There's no stopping me, buddy. Like I tell everybody, you can get in or you can get out of my ride, but I'm rolling, dude. I'm going.
Yeah.
You know,
I like to say that you know how we're from Florida, right? So right now we're on that pad up there in Central Florida, like a rocket with that, getting the countdowns coming on, and January 3rd.
Yes, sir.
The rocket booster is going to go. We're going to scorch the earth, and we're going to be up looking down at a lot of people, and we're going to be able to help a lot more people from up there.
And my favorite line, like I tell everybody, leave no one behind.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to come on this ride, brother, let's go. I'm ready to carry everybody's cross. Let's go. I'm ready to go, because you know what? It's unfair for me to live a certain lifestyle and not be able to share with everybody else, because then I'm a phony. And to me, there's nothing about me that's phony. I'm real as could be.
Yeah,
and I'm a straight up guy.
I like the thought of leave no one behind, but I also like to see it. When I see that, it's either hand in hand or arm in arm. No one's on my back. Nobody has room for anyone on your back.
That's
because you can't carry anyone, but you can.
I know.
This way,
bring them along.
Bring them along. Yeah,
let's go.
Leave that ladder.
Let's
teach them how to do it. But man, there's a lot of people that would just love to jump on your back. Right? You could have a
you know.
But you
and
can
it's
tell
true
those
what
people
you're saying. A lot of them want you to carry them.
Yeah.
No, we will go together till the end, whatever that might be. But we're going to put equal amounts of energy, equal amounts of intensity of everything to bring us along, because it's not only for me or for anybody, it's for us.
Yeah.
And if we want to be on the us bus, let's roll.
Yeah, because we're only going to be limited, right? We only have so much time.
Exactly.
So you got to teach as many people as possible to keep everybody going through this thing, because that's how it works, man. Life doesn't really change over the last 200 years, really. If you look at the successful people, the words that they used back then and the things they did are the same thing that we're using now.
Similar.
Yeah.
But that takes a semi-trained mind to remember all that stuff. And, a lot of people don't take the time to learn.
Repetition for me.
Exactly. Consistent and repetitive, massive action.
I just read The Go-Giver today again, because Bob Burke's coming to town to talk to the
That's right. I got to sign up.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, that'd be good. Because I read the book just so I could, I want to talk to him about it. I want to ask him specific. I haven't been a few years since I read it. So, it's in the library. I brought it right up on my phone and read it. And it's an easy read. Once you read something, you can just kind of scroll through it. But, it's great. That's why that repetitive stuff and watching the Nudelbergs every morning, again, it's kind of like, that's why you do it. To hear that same stuff. And you are too, man. I appreciate you joining us today. Let me ask you, what can we do for you?
Well, I'll tell you what, we're in this together. You did one of the major components that I can say is to put my name out there on your Procast, to show people what we're doing, to let people know that we're open to connecting and we're open to bringing everybody along on our journey, which I call is life. We each have a unique journey and a story to share. Let's put them all together. Let's make it happen and let's bring it. There's no backing down. I'm ready to bring everybody along. And that's what I want from everybody. Support us, support me, support each other, and let's do it. This is what it's all about. This is a strong community. Let's be united, and let's take it to that level where we need to be. So for you to tell me, how can I help you? This is the perfect example.
Yeah.
How you, Jeremy, have helped me. And the same way I'll say it, Steve, Mark, Jake, and Shay, that Nudelberg Huddle, I've met so many people through there, and I do give them a lot of credit, and I love what they do, you know, and we got
to come up with a safe word sometimes, because we sing their praises so much. I tell people I got to come up with a safe word because it gets a little old. It's like, but it's really, but they don't care. That's why they do it, right? They even taught us rip off and duplicate, right?
Exactly. So you're helping me this way, they help me their way, and to me, it's been great just sitting here and getting to know you and discussing just regular human stuff. Nothing. Exactly. Just having a great open dialogue conversation and just putting it out there. I think this is the best platform to do it in. And I hope everybody listens to what we have to say and reaches out to us. And
it's joseph@inthegamegroup.com.
Yes. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm there every day. Reach out to me via LinkedIn. I'm open to connecting. Any information that you need from me, anything that I can help you guys in. This is me, Joseph Gonzalez, and I'm LinkedIn in the Game Group LLC. I'm ready to tear it up. Let's go.
On LinkedIn, because there's a lot of Joseph Gonzalez, you're Joseph Gonzalez DAPM LSSGB. So just do the alphabet behind Joseph Gonzalez. Look for the Joseph Gonzalez with the alphabet behind him. And that's the one that you want to connect with.
In the Game Group, we're bringing it. We're taking it to the next level. Let's go. Let's get up, get going, and get it done. Jeremy, you're the bomb, dude. Thank you very much for having me.